Traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. As you guys are tuning in, be sure to hit that thumbs up. We do appreciate it. And if you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. Guys, we're going to talk about a couple of stocks today that we were able to trade to get ourselves green. We are going to talk about some of the good. We're going to talk about some of the bad. We're going to talk about ways in which we can improve because there was a whole lot of trades that we missed today, especially on ticker symbol SNGX, which was the hot stock of the day. We're going to also talk about Tesla and some of the opportunities that are in large cap. But with that being said, let's take a look at everything we have here and lock in. All right, remember, of course, that day trading, like any other business in the United States of America, is risky business. They say 8 out of 10 small businesses fail within the first 3 years, and that 9 out of 10 traders are struggling. So the odds are definitely against us, which means we have to be disciplined. We have to follow a proven strategy, and we have to start small up until we can see consistency before increasing our risk, before using big share size. So remember the warning, all right? Other than that, let's jump into it. So ZAPP, this is one of the stocks that we had over the last couple of days, actually. Reminds me of stocks like HOLO, where we're getting multiple days of continuation, multiple days of action. Yesterday, I was actually down 1,500 on this name, but that did not stop me from giving it a go today. Yesterday, we got caught in the volatility in the first couple of minutes and lost going down. And I did show a lot of those trades on the archives, showing you guys how I, lost and how it was such a fine line, very close trades. It could have easily been nicely green. But yeah, anyhow, it did hold up its levels and made a massive move into after hours. I did not trade this move. I was here, but I was doing some other stuff. Did not trade this move. Ended up missing that opportunity there. But coming into after hours and then pre-market, it continued higher. And so that brought us into today. And coming into the open, I was looking to be aggressive, but it just didn't quite have that steam to it, right? We didn't get that early surge that we would have wanted to see. Another day today, we ended up going up into the into power hour and after hour, but into this area here, we did have a few opportunities for dips, and we did see the 1 minute candle make the new high on these lows. These bottoming wicks did offer a few trades, and I scalped this area. It's not the cleanest area, but we were able to get something out of it. That was the main thing here, but again, very rough, right? I did like when we broke over VWAP. Right here, I thought we were onto something as we pushed over 1360. But after getting up to 1425, you can see quickly rejected with a big red candle, bearish engulfing. And it kind of trended like that up until 12 p.m. before giving a small push. Decent looking flag right here, consolidation. We wanted to see the move up. Instead, we had to move down. But yeah, for those of you who traded power hour again today, this one is going to give another opportunity. But after giving a big drop to fake you out first, and going up about 40% here. So I wasn't around for this action. I missed out on that, but so far so good. Pretty decent for ZAPP. Let's move on to SNGX, which was the big stock today. Man, SNGX, man, this is the type of stock to really be up about 10 grand on for where I am with my trading. And today I was late, and sometimes when you're late you forget to do things, and I unfortunately forgot to record my screen. I did remember when I showed up, but I kind of forgot in getting all the things together with the live stream. But this is an incredible move pre-market, 220%. Absolutely insane gap for those people who love pre-market. And from there, a lot of the times the questions we have is, hey, will this continue and give us something similar into the open? And boy, did this one do that exactly. So we started off a little choppy, and then we had this massive bear flag here, which ended up curling back up. And once this thing got over 625 right here, it took off, man. It absolutely took off, and it was just a frenzy. We had 713 for highs. It pushed over that level nicely. We got up there. I believe we gotten halted here at 755. We can pull up E-Trade just for reference, so we can see those halt levels a little bit more clearly. So I believe heading into the halt, I was kind of scratch, and no, actually no, heading into the halt, I was green. I was green 1200, off to a decent start. We did a decent job capturing the move here, going up from the bear flag. I think we caught a decent chunk of this candlestick. This thing was halted up, and right here on the day, I was asking myself, hey, Relentless, do you want to be aggressive or do you want to be a little passive? Do you want to ease off a little bit and look to add to the gain slowly with smaller share size as we could see a little bit more volatility? Or do you want to be ultra aggressive, and if you connect, you can be up very nicely over time on these next couple of candles, or perhaps run the risk of going back flat? And today was a day where I was feeling very aggressive. I like how the move worked out here. We were well in sync, well in rhythm, and honestly, from this resumption onwards is where things kind of went a little downhill for us, right? The resumption opened up lower, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, 660. We opened up, we had a open of 45, 745. Hold on, we got a high 50. Okay, 755. Let's see, 755. We opened up at 745. So it opened up like 10 cents lower, and it did dip down like 30 cents. But it was such a quick move. This trade right here was such a big trade, man. It was a close call. I ended up not going long for a break of 750 from the low of maybe of about 30. I think if I bought, I would have gotten filled at like 60, 65. From there, it ripped up to 18. I mean, it was a beautiful move. It came back down to 33, and it started to hold this area. And I think we did capture some trades. Let's see, 733, 750. I don't, let's see, I can check the log 7 at 10 p.m., 10 a.m. I can't remember if I caught the dips right here at 750, but we can double check the logs. So let's come on down at 9:59, 10 a.m. So let's see. I want to see trades of me getting in at 750. So here's one. This other one came at 97, perhaps for break of 8. Okay, I only see one. So let's see, 69. Yeah, so we only had one of these dips, which isn't really great because, if we look back at the chart, we came down here once, twice, 3 times, 4 times really, 62, before getting the 1 minute candle to make the new high. So I would have liked to see myself being a little bit more aggressive in this area, getting back in, and then trying to sell higher. But, it gave another big rip. And this is the key today, right? Whether it's the halt resumption trade, the trade going into the halt, if you're able to position yourself to be in on these candlesticks, and sometimes, with how we trade selling so quickly, we're even sometimes being in at 50, being up there 780, 790, 7, even 775, 770, capturing that 20 cents can feel so good. And usually for us it's a decent trade, but there's going to be times where we can be back out, but the move is continuing, right? We're still trending higher. And you can see right here off of the 750 level, from 750 to 880, and I believe from about break of 8, we erupted. So, I kind of missed a little too many of these trades in these big green candles. From there, we did stall out a little bit. We consolidated for some time. We did have some lows here around 750 again. It broke down to 70, was it to 725? And this is where I'm going to miss my next opportunity, right? I think I did capture trades in here, smaller trades, whatever. And then right here, I was watching at another stock and I looked over and I'm like, you know what, man? I think I saw 732. I'm like, man, the selling pressure does not seem that high. But I'm watching up top. I don't have SNGX pulled up to see the 5 minute. And, I kind of didn't give it that respect to really pull it up and check it out because, of opportunity cost. And then this is a great area here because on the low of this candlestick, we had 25. Coming over, we have 26. This is essentially a beautiful double bottom, man. A beautiful double bottom. Beautiful double bottom, which pushes us over time. And it works out in a way where it's the 5 minute setup, right? What time was this? 10:30, 10:27. If we come on over here and we look at the 5 minute chart, we can see that's a beautiful consolidation. And this is as obvious as it gets for this double bottom. And over the next couple of minutes, the 5 minute setup, we're in for 5-10 minutes, 3 minutes even. Over the next couple of minutes, from 26 at that double bottom, this is one of the trades I was a little bit more disappointed that I didn't pay more attention to. 850, 960, 970, 1098, 1199. Now, if I'm in, more than likely I would have took off profit 70 cents of gains over the highs or so, but even still, for anybody who might have held small size, it really paid off. So not being in holding longer and trying to scalp these areas, at times you can miss trades. And so I'm watching here, this thing dips down and wicks back up quickly, and I'm in on this candlestick at 77. I'm pretty sure 1038. Let's just double check this. I could be wrong. I think let's just double check. I could have this mixed up with a different area, but let's see. Okay, I might have had this mixed up with a different area. Let's see, 11. I might be confusing this with something else. But I do remember, was it this breakout or was it a different one? 75, there's 811. Well, 8, and then, okay. So the low of this candlestick was 93. Well, let's check the log again. Looks like I had 811, 813. I tried again at 30. And then I missed. Okay, I see. This is okay. This area here, and now it's jogging my memory. We had I think we had a resistance at 850 and 820. And then we had highs at 880. But we knew over 850 we could potentially see highs. But we were seeing resistance at 820 area. Right here, 25, 20, 20, and so forth. So hey, can we get above 20? And if we do, can we then get above 850? This trade right here, I'm going to sell too soon. I'm going to fall victim of selling too soon. I'm long at 30 because the way how it played out, we're at 18, 19, or let's say like 15, and it just jumps up to like 28, 29. So I take the long at 30. It goes to about 45. So I'm up 15 cents unrealized. And right here is where I needed to set my stop down at 20. Because again, 20 was a little bit of a short-term resistance. But from 45 down to 30, I sold break even, thinking maybe it might want to come back down. And that was the mistake right there. This right here, I missed the move. The move basically happened in the next 10 seconds here. So you can see like my next trade is not going to come up until like 960, which is just very unfortunate. So right there, this thing jumped $1.50, or yeah, from 850 to 950, $1 share, and then continued higher. I definitely got frustrated right here. Definitely got frustrated missing that push. Yeah, but this thing continued, man, and it was a little tricky trying to get in higher. Again, it's better if we could be in lower at the breakout level or on the dip and, selling into the high. And then even if you scalp a little bit from that point, you've already made money on the bigger move. But yeah, a couple of those trades, man, a couple of those trades with size, the day is looking so good so quickly. And that was the risk that I was running back here on the resumption, right? So there's another area that I'm going to miss, which I think is all the way over here. Okay, this is the one I remember with the wick down. So it pulls back, and I'm in here at like 1077 off of the low of 1062. This is at 1130. So we had a lot of consolidation. We kind of were just sideways. At this point, we're small green. But, if we captured some of those moves, I think we could have been up like 5,000 or more. So let's double check the log here. 1130. Were we in at around 1077? I think we were. So here we go. Yeah, I remember this trade. I remember this trade, right? So I sized down at this point because I'm like, man, we missed so much of this move that I don't want to be the guy being super aggressive late and getting caught. So I did the responsible thing, I think, which was to size down. And I did. This thing wicked down. I'm in on the dip. It jumps up to 11, 11, 10. And I'm waiting and I'm watching. I gave it a couple seconds. The volume comes to a standstill. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get out because this thing might not go, right? But I'm expecting a surge. So I'm back out. There's a little bit of green on the tape, so I try again right here. And over the whole dollar of 11, I sold. The moment I sold, it pushes up some more. It pulls back a little bit. I get back in at 30, and I'm going to watch for the next move. And I'm out a little too soon once again. This right here jumped up, man. Jumped up to 12, close to it. What was the high of this candlestick? We got right up to 12. So I didn't quite get to capture this move here. And then it pulled back. We can check 32 just to see if I got caught anywhere there. I don't think I did. We can double check. Oh, small loss. And at 92 out of 85 and at 73. Yeah, two small losses, but not too bad. So, and I was still green about 600 there. What got me at the very, very end was this offering announcement. Trying to buy this dip, thinking it was a normal dip because the 5-minute chart at the time was looking pretty clean for the 5-minute setup. And this thing completely obliterated me. A couple of the guys in the chat got caught as well. This was a tough one. And ATNF, man. ATNF, we'll talk about that quickly before we get into Tesla. So SNGX in at 14.23, out at 12.72 in about a second. So that trade was all the way up here. I'm in, and this thing flushes down. And if you're watching at the stock real time, this was like such a good dip. We were trying at the highs. It's like a normal trade to where if you do lose, you're thinking maybe, okay, I'm in at 14.20, but I'll stop out at 14, maybe a 20-cent loss, whatever. Maybe 30 cents, 40 cents, like would be a little on the higher side. Just like that, $2 a share in an area where you thought was strong. And if you try to buy the dip again here into a halt down, and some of the guys in chat got caught, we got caught in here. So this is how I ended up going red on this one. ATNF, a little unfortunate that I left out to go look for something in the car for a couple minutes, and by the time I'm back, this thing went from about $3 up to a high of 480. And I'm like, are you kidding me, man? I also I actually saw it. I think I saw it here. I think I saw it like right in this consolidation. So I was able to make some money. I had a dip trade I took where the spreads were tight. The moment I bought, the spreads were up 19 cents, and I literally lost 20 cents against the spread. So I went green 300, back to flat, and then made some more money on the last push right here. So that was a little frustrating to give back like 20 cents in one trade, but it's part of the deal. But other than that, man, shout out to Jessica, one of the MMU students who are now live streaming in the chat room, actually. And shout out to Jessica, man. Her commentary is second to none. Her commentary is definitely better than mine. I mean, she was on radio before. Smooth speaking, just smooth. Jessica's been trading large caps for some time, and reached out to me. We spoke, and we think this is a good move, right? She trades large caps. We don't have anybody here in the space who is really designated to large cap, who wants to be out there in the public. We do have Calamity, who is a great trader when it comes to these stocks like Nvidia and Tesla as well, but he's a little bit more reserved. So shout out to Jessica, right, coming in, and we'll see how this goes, right? I'm looking forward to hanging out there after my live stream is done because I'm always the one talking, right? I want to sit back sometimes and relax, listen in, and see how it goes, right? But as usual, when it comes to the live streams, whether it's on YouTube and Discord, anywhere else, remember that day trading is risky and you do have to make your own decisions, right? This is not financial advice. It's not about copy trading, anything like that. You have to make the decisions for yourself as the trader. So yeah, Tesla, right? The idea behind this one was trying to short this thing for a bit of a washout because of how strong it's been recently. But even today, it kind of still had the uptrend. But we did have some key areas where it washed out. Right here, very obvious resistance in this channel going up. Every time we got up to this 265 level, excuse me, this 265 level, it's like we're not breaking through. We're not breaking through. And this allowed for some nice trades going short. Getting in up here, it's 500 shares and riding the wave down. I did cover a little too soon. I did cover soon, like right here. And I had the instinct to add back at the high of this bear flag. But I said, you know what, man, I don't want to add back aggressively to ruin my cost basis. So I kept my 200 shares out of the 500 share position and rode the move down. But if I did add back, from 263, we got to a low of 261. Could have made an extra 1K if I did add it back right there. But that was okay. It bounced back up. And we started watching here again around 264 when we came up, watching for the next move down, right up into this range. So we had a lot of strength going up. So we didn't want to be super early, super aggressive. But right in this area here is where we, got short again once the 1 minute candle failed, making the new high. And I unfortunately missed this trade. Like, this was the trade idea. Like, hey, let's see what this thing does. I got short, stopped out, paper hands kind of, and then missed the washout. So if I had caught this made me realize, like, I mean, I've always kind of known, but actually, trading this thing today, it's like the opportunities in the stock market. I mean, we know it's like almost limitless, but this is insane. Like pulling $1,600 out of this thing with 500 shares and missing this ad right here, missing this entire washout here the second time. It's like, man. So the risk is always on the other side, as we know. And then I think I came back and I caught some of this area here. Let me just double check at 1423. Yeah, I came back and I caught some of this area here. And it's 65. Oh, wait, hold on. And it's, let's see. 65.37. Let's see. I think I kind of went long and then short. 64. Yeah, 64.75. Out at 63.65. So that's about $1 share move. But I covered a little too quickly. But this ended up doing well, right? If we look over to 430, it pulled all the way back to 61. So there's definitely a ton of opportunities in the large caps. And shout out to Tesla, man. Tesla holding it down here on a day where we kind of botched the small cap price action on SNGX. But 1,800 bucks on the day, recovering most of the losses from yesterday. But for sure, when in small cap land, man, I think an adjustment that I'm seeing is I definitely got to hold a little bit longer in some of these key areas and hold to a backstop where we have our previous resistance rather than stopping out break even or keeping it super tight, because I'm getting out where I should still be in, and then as a result missing some of those bigger, better moves. Well, yeah, with that being said, it's been a good one. It's been Relentless Trader. Hit that thumbs up. Again, I did not record my screen, which is why I didn't show any archive here. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Stay safe, stay green.